So let's go ahead and I'm going to take all these parts out and get it out and dry them off a little. So and then I will clip this back on. Okay guys, today I want to show you, I'm going to be assembling a newly plated Desert Eagle 58E bolt. And you can see I have the bolt. This is my firing pin. And this is my gas check, but we're not using those. This is the part of the bolt here we will be using. And so let's go ahead and put it together basically. The first thing we're going to do is install the, this is like a ejector, okay, what ejects you around. So it's the first thing we're going to put in. And you can see it has a, I'll get this down a little closer, has a little like cutout. Okay, what happens, you need to compress this down and pound that pin. You can probably see the light through there, right? See it? Okay, and that pin goes in. And it would be the smallest of the two. The easiest way to do is to put the pin in, line it up. So what I am doing is I'm getting a punch, and this is touchy, a little oversized one, and I am just tapping it, I'm getting it down pretty good, and then I'm just going to change to a smaller punch, and just keep going smaller and smaller. And here's a little smaller one, so I'll move down to this smaller one, line it up, tap. It's almost all the way in. Give it one more tap. Okay, it's on. Pretty much on. And you can see that is springy. And if you want to bring that pin down further, get your small punch. Line it right up on that. Give it Give it a bang in there. Okay, so it's actually all the way in there. It definitely won't come out. What you can do, a lot of times they recommend just use a another punch with like a bevel gun, and you could give it a little tap, but it's, you know, like something like this, and just give it a tap in there to kind of squash the pin. But you know, it's not going to go anywhere, guys. I wouldn't even worry about it. There. That's not going nowhere. Okay, so that's the first part of the assembly of the bolt, and that is putting the ejector shells out in there, and you can see. Now we'll go ahead and put the other part in there. You have this little. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the extractor claw back together, which is this part here, okay, and you have a little, you know, I don't know what that's called, a little plastic piece. There is no spring. Some have springs. This does not have a spring. You take that, and of course you're going to put your little pin back in, give it a tap, and it's pretty much in. It's, you know, it's not, this is not as a major amount of work as the other pin was. Tap it in, and it's pretty much on. And you are basically done as done can get. Alright, so here is basically the bolt put together. This has been titanium plated, titanium gold plated, a satin finish. Okay, so now get our other parts here, and let's go ahead and reassemble the Desert Eagle. And we'll put it together now. Okay guys, now what we're going to do is put the bolt back in, and you'll see there's three parts of the bolt. Okay, and basically you'll want to do this. You'll take the bolt, and I showed you, kind of remember, you should remember where your extractor and everything lines up, just if you can. But anyway, you pop that in there like this. Okay, something like this. you'll see this has a end like that that's flat and like a bevel that goes right in that hole because it rides in the face of the bolt, side face. You put this little part here in. You're really going one way. Okay, bring this out. You compress this, ever so lightly turn that. Okay, what you're going to be concerned underneath here is really, because you have to put that pin in there. There's a pin that drops in there. In the bottom here, this pin here, which actually is a beveled pin, drops that beveled area in there. You'll see, you push it right down. And here is pretty much your bolt. And this is how it locks down now. See, you just show you here. See, you got it done. You know it's in correctly when it's doing that, and it just drops right in there. So you'll see when you press down, this kind of goes like this. You'll know you have it right when it goes like that. Okay. There's your extractor, and this is replacing that part. I would lube the hell out of it. It's going to get scratched a little because it is going to rub, but you know, I just did it for kind of shits and giggles for the look of the gun. So that's kind of how it goes. This face is going to, as it hits, it will wear. So now you're ready to put the firing pin in. You put your firing pin spring on there, and this is also titanium coated. You put your safety on, put it up, and slide your firing pin in, and you'll see when you do like this, it bounces a little, you're good. You can use your 3-in-1 tool if you want, your 7-in-1 tool. You don't really have to. It's really up to you. You'd put that like that. You can use your 3-in-1 tool, 7-in-1 tool. Press that down, and that will lock it in. You'll see that it's working fine. Mess with your spring like that, and you'll see that goes. Probably be a little stiff for a while because you've done a lot of work. So let's go ahead, and the next thing we are going to put back in is our gas check valve and our recoil spring system here. Okay, so you want to get your Desert Eagle, right? And I always lube them up. Put a pound of lubrication on this, you know. Flip this over like this. Okay, you're going to put this in about that much. You could see this little thing has a thing that, like a little nib, it fits in there. You're going to line it up like so. You're going to hold your finger there with this like this. I lube it, believe me. Lube it up. We're going to lube. Take your Desert Eagle, line it up like that. Okay, I give you. Flip it back over, go like that. Okay, now you're gonna take your barrel. I'm gonna drop it in like so, and then you're gonna lock this. Basically, your Desert Eagle is back together 100%. Now that looks pretty cool. It's all gold, which is really nice. That's kind of the effect I wanted to go for. Now to test it, this is what I would do. Guys, I don't recommend this always, okay? I'm just testing this. Put your safety on, lock your slide back, put one round in, and I always put two, okay, because I also have the magazine also coated. Okay, I'm going to put this in like this. Okay, drop the magazine, right? Well, drop your slide, pull it out, and make sure it ejects. Drop it again, make sure it ejects. Okay, you know now that you have done a good job of doing it. Drop your magazine back out, and you know you have done everything that's required to do on the gun. And it should be fine. Take your safety off, fire. So you basically now have it all set up.